Guys showing here at E3?
So we're showing one of our campaign levels, the Marinade level, and we're super excited about it. Been working on it for a long time, and glad the world can see it.
Yeah. So what about this campaign has been, different? Developing a campaign that takes place, during World War II, as opposed to one that takes place, far in the future.
Well, we had to do a lot of research. We had to make the game very authentic, as believable and respectful as we possibly could. Just trying to take, the players back to some of that nostalgia, but also give them something entirely new. So I think we've done both.
So we're actually looking at multiplayer here.
Yeah.
Taking the setting way back to World War II obviously significantly changes the campaign. How does the new setting change the multiplayer?
So with multiplayer, we really, very excited to go back to World War II, obviously, and go back to the roots, back to boots on the ground.
Yep, there it is.
And, we looked across the board at a whole bunch of things. Some of the key things that we're really excited to talk about is our headquarters mode, which you probably heard about. So this is really bringing a really big social aspect to the game that you've never seen before. So back on Advanced Warfare, one thing that was really important to Sledgehammer Games, in Call of Duty, you're really it's about your gamer tag and a title card. And those things are really important, but we really wanted to bring your character into a 3D space with our virtual lobby on Advanced Warfare. And so with World War II, we really wanted to expand on that and really take that into a whole new level. So in Call of Duty World War II, you're going to be able to see your character in a whole new space. So while you're in between matches and your countdown's going, and you used to be able to jump into the firing range, well, now you can actually turn around from that firing range, walk into a whole new 3D space. It's D-Day +3, and you're going to find all kinds of things that we're really excited for people to explore in the beta coming up.
So it's going to be sort of like non-combat things, like you're safe in this place.
That's right. It'll be like you're not in combat, but it's a very social space.
Okay.
So you're there to kind of interact with your friends, compete, pick up daily challenges.
So you mentioned that this space is D-Day +3. I'm assuming D-Day is going to be featured in the single-player campaign, as it's one of the most iconic moments of World War II across pretty much all media.
We are featuring the landings at Normandy, and it's one of our huge action set pieces, and it sort of kicks off our story in a big way with our, main character seeing combat for the first time on the beach.
Yeah.
So it's pretty intense.
How do you, in a moment that's been told so well through so many different forms of media, whether it's games or whether it's something like Saving Private Ryan, how do you do something, new and different? And what is, the development tools you have in 2017? How does that differ from Call of Duty's origins?
We have a lot of new technology, a lot of new mechanics. We're doing a couple of different things, like, there's no health regen. We're doing health packs, which is a big deal. We have squad abilities. Just trying to bring as many new features into an old familiar setting.
Yeah. So you mentioned no health packs, no regen. Does that transfer over into multiplayer as well?
It does not.
Okay, it does not. Okay,
No.
So we're not so people who've grown to know and love modern Call of Duty multiplayer. This isn't going to be like a 180.
Right. No, I think we're really, again, bringing it back to something that we think is very familiar, but at the same time, we know there's a lot of new players out there that will experience kind of these very visceral, raw, brutal weapons that were just, there's just so much, we really want you just to feel that mud and that blood and that grit. And we feel like in the past years, with more feature settings, which we're real familiar with Advanced Warfare, that there was just a change there. And so we're really excited to go back to that grit.
The footage that we're watching here, this is all from one map?
Right now what you're seeing is Ardennes Forest. And so this is one map right here. I think we were switching to Pointe du Hoc, but I think this is all Ardennes Forest right here.
Can you tell us a little about Ardennes Forest? Like
Absolutely,
where this is in the European
So this is really an important, an awesome, iconic location in World War II, so the Battle of the Bulge. And this is something that, in multiplayer, that we're really been focusing on, just getting that really fast-paced. It's a very kind of, this is one of our more standard 3-lane maps. And what you're seeing here is actually some of the divisions that we're also really excited about. So this really changes your second-to-second gameplay with the characters. So you're going to listen to one of our 5 divisions. I think you saw just a little while ago one of the bayonet charges. So that's with the infantry, and the infantry is a special division skill that they have that they can use in the game.
Is this a capture the flag mode we're watching right here?
This is domination.
Okay.
Are you introducing new modes, or is this something that, like, you know, people who've grown to love Call of Duty are the modes gonna be familiar to them?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of familiar modes, but also we're really excited today at E3 where we've been showing off the war mode, and that's something that, you know, goes way back, something early on that we were doing in game jams at the studio, and we knew early on with World War II that it really allowed itself, you know, it was kind of the perfect marriage of World War II. So let's do these asymmetrical Axis versus Allied narrative objective modes and chain them together. And I think we just knew that wasn't something that we can just take, like in this example, we're looking at domination. Well, that mode wouldn't just kind of fit in that map. We had to make all custom maps for those to really give that asymmetrical feeling that we really want to bring that war to life.
So you mentioned it a little bit earlier at the reveal. One of my big takeaways personally was that you're not playing as a super soldier.
Right.
You know, you're playing as this kid who was just trained to hold a gun a couple weeks ago. That's a big departure from, you know, Advanced Warfare, where you were playing as kind of a superhero. So what is that like in terms of single player, and then how does that translate also into multiplayer?
Well, one of our design pillars was you're not a superhero. You're a 19-year-old kid. So, you know, that informed the narrative and informed game mechanics and informed even our big action sequences, making sure you know you're not winning the war by yourself. So yeah, it really informed everything. And also, you know, we created some mechanics around that. You have to rely on the guy next to you, on your squad, and making sure, you know, they're helping you out and you're boosting their morale and they're giving you you know, kind of benefits as you play. So yeah, it informed everything.
The biggest video game event of the year is here, and IGN has it all. Hit it! World premiere trailers and breaking news as it happens.
The floor is actually shaking.
Every game, every event. IGN at E3, June 10th through 15th.